Hi there, welcome to kneppyinvests. The first time I saw a self-checkout at a supermarket was in late 2002 in Juneau, Alaska, of all places. And it totally blew my mind when I saw it. This was the greatest thing that could ever happen for me personally because I hate interacting with people when I go shopping. I want a complete frictionless retail experience. That means I just walk into a shop, take what I need, and then just walk out. And there is some sort of system where I pay for that without having to interact with a single person. Now, I do sort of have that right now. When I go food shopping, I walk into Woolworths or Coles, Aldi, or the other one, IGA, and I do have the opportunity to pick the items I want, put into my basket, and then self-check out, not have to interact with anyone. But I just don't like that self-checkout system. I want the opportunity to take stuff off the shelf and then walk out of the supermarket without going through that whole self-checkout system. And we have that technology right now, and it will explode over the next 5 to 10 years. And this is all about frictionless retail. It's all about automation. Automation has been a thing over the past 100, 200 years, and it's going to be a thing over the next few centuries as well. And in my opinion, we actually need to accelerate automation because some people refuse to use self-checkout because they do believe it takes jobs away from people. But that's not the problem over the next few decades. It's not, the problem isn't that we won't have enough jobs for people, it's that we won't have enough people for jobs, particularly in Western countries where we have an aging population and have very low birth rates. We're going to have a problem where there won't be enough people to do all the jobs unless we start to really accelerate automation. And that's another reason I'm a fan of frictionless retail. And I haven't found a lot of companies to invest in this space on the ASX. But the other day, I went through a few of the companies that did IPO in 2018. And I found this one company called Shekel Brainweigh. And they do have their foot in the frictionless retail door. And that's what has got me excited about this company. And that's why I'm doing this video and have introduced you to this company, unless you've already know about them. Shekel Brainweigh are experts in advanced weighing technologies. So if you went to, say, a doctor's and they wanted you to step on a scale, that perhaps is a Shekel Brainweigh bit of technology. Or if you go to a supermarket and you're buying some bananas or oranges and you put the fruit onto a scale to measure the weight, that perhaps could be Shekel Brainweigh technology. This company was founded in Israel in 1971, so they have been around for about 50 years, and they only listed on the ASX in 2018, November of that year. So I'm not sure why they listed in Australia, not on another international market. And one of the main reasons I do think they decided to list on the ASX or list at all was because of frictionless retail, and they needed a little bit more capital to expand in that area. I'll talk about that during this video. The CEO is Eric Shaw, or Shaw. He was or became the CEO in July 2020. The major shareholder of this company is Axel Partners. They have a 34% stake. Now, one of the partners, or I don't know what you call them, members of Axel Partners, is also on the board of Shekel Brainweigh. The market cap of Shekel Brainweigh is $21 million. That's at 14 cents. And the ticker code of this company is Sonny Bill Williams, SBW. When I don't know much about a company, and that was definitely true for Shekel Brainweigh about a few weeks ago, I always go straight to the company's website and have a look at some of the presentations they have released in the past few months. And this slide was taken from a presentation Shekel Brainweigh released 1 or 2 months ago. And it breaks down their business into two verticals. There's their core business, which is called Shekel Scales. That was founded or established in 1971. And I'll talk about some of their products in their core business in the next slide. But the second vertical or division is what I'm really interested in, and this has got me a little bit excited about this company. That is their retail Innovation division, and this is all about enabling retail's digital transformation and frictionless shopping experiences. They seem to have a lot going on in this division, and I'll talk about some of their products they have developed later in this video. In their Shekel Scales division, some of their products are what you would expect to see in retail or health. So in retail, it's all about self-checkout scale. So if you go to self-checkout system and you put your bananas onto the scale, that could be Shekel Brainweigh. They also have scanners there, and they also have quite a few scales in healthcare. For instance, you can sit on a chair and it weighs you, or they do have scales for people on wheelchairs. They also have scales in other areas, for instance, process weighing, airport check-in scales, and weigh bridges. So a lot going on in the Shekel Scales division. However, this is not why I'm excited about this company, because this is the sort of stuff you would expect for a company that has expertise in scales. Now we get to some of the most exciting products that Shekel Brainweigh have developed over the past few years. And this is straight from their website, and this is introducing one of their products called Hubz, the Hubz Smart Stores, the world's most advanced unattended retail solution. I did have a look at one of the videos they did produce in regards to Hubz, and it seems like what you do is you scan your credit card, debit card, or something against this machine, this vending machine. It's not really a vending machine, because unlike a traditional vending machine where you punch in a code, and when you punch in the code, the product you want falls to the slot, and then you just put your hand into the slot and take that product out. When you scan your credit card with this Hubz, it actually lets you open the door, and then you can select the product you want. And what it does, instead of typing in a code, it uses this technology, this weighing technology on these shelves, which I'll talk about in the next slide. And when you take a product off the shelf, it knows exactly what product you have taken, and it charges you the price of that product when you close the door. What else does Shekel Brainweigh have, or what are they doing in their retail innovation division? It all starts with their product aware shelf. And this is, I've already sort of explained this in the Hubz vending machine. It's a shelf that is also sort of a scale. And this shelf knows exactly what products are taken on or taken off or put back on the shelf simply because of their weight. It's a very smart piece of technology, and you can put these on shelves, so that's their product, or put these on trolleys, and that's the product aware bay. And then if you have a lot of these product aware bays, that leads to stuff like smart vending machines like the Hubz, or the other vending machine called the Innovendi, which is very similar to the Hubz. It also leads to autonomous Micro Market Capsules, which they have in operation right now. Well, Shekel Brainweigh doesn't have it in operation, but Paris supermarket, I've been to Paris and I know the supermarket, I can see the sign. They actually have these autonomous Micro Market Capsules in operation right now. And I have watched some videos about people using these capsules. Unfortunately, it's in French, so I didn't understand much of it, even though I do know a little bit of French. And all these capsules they're sort of like very small supermarkets that are unmanned but are open 24/7. And just like the smart vending machines like the Hubz or Innovendi, you just scanned your credit card, debit card, or whatever. And when you do that, the doors of the capsule open. And then you go inside, then you choose your items you want off the product aware shelves or their bays. And the system knows exactly what product you take. Or if you put the product back on, it knows that you put it back on. And then once you've chosen everything you want, you go to the checkout, you just scan your card again, then a list of all the items you've taken off the shelf comes up. You say, yes, that's exactly what I have. You press a button and it automatically charges you credit card or debit card, and then the door opens and you walk out. So this is a thing that is happening right now. They have these Micro Market Capsules in Paris as we speak. I do believe frictionless retail will explode over the next decade, and I do have some research to back that up. This was taken from Juniper, a research in September 2020 who stated that the estimated value of retail transaction processed by frictionless checkout technologies will grow from $2 billion in 2020 to $387 billion by 2025. So that's a massive expansion in this space over a 5-year period. And the estimated investments by retailers in the next 5 years will grow from $5 billion to $23 billion. So this is one of the reasons I'm quite excited about participants and companies that are in this space, because we're going to see massive growth in this area. The story sounds great with Shekel Brainweigh. They're in a space I do believe will explode over the next 5 to 10, even 20 years. But let's have a look at their financials. How is their core business and their retail innovation business doing? So I've broken this down into their two divisions so we can look at how each division is performing. Shekel Scales is actually doing okay. Revenue at 10.2 million, which did increase 31% on the previous year. This company or this division is profitable. Net profit after tax 0.6 million. That was or has increased 700% from 2020, and gross margins at 43%, up from 42% from last year. So even though Shekel Scales has grown in the last year, we can't really say that this is a massive business. And this isn't why I'm excited about the company. It's all about their retail innovation division. So let's see how that division is going financially. The best way to describe the retail innovation division is to say it's in its infancy. It's right at the start of their journey, because revenue is only at $380,000 for the half year. That's still an increase of 280% from the previous year. And of course, their retail innovation division isn't profitable just yet. Net profit after tax was negative 3.3 million. So this has a long way to grow from here. So Shekel Brainweigh quite hasn't made it in the retail innovation division, but there is a lot of promise moving forward over the next 5 to 10 years. As we turn our attention to Shekel Brainweigh's chart, I do think the market is not that excited about this company just yet. Might be a little bit excited, just like I am, but I think it wants to see proof that this company not only has its foot in the retail or the frictionless retail space, but it is making strides in that area. And we might have to wait for a few years before we get that proof. And we know the market isn't that excited about Shekel Brainweigh just yet, because the market cap is only $21 million. If the market was excited, the market cap probably would be like $210 million, not 21. But that does give us the opportunity of buying into this company with a great amount of potential at much lower valuations. And just looking at the chart here, there's no uptrend in the share price. We have seen a little bit of an increase in volume over the past year, but the share price really is not moving upwards. And that's something I do want to see. That would show me, if the share price is increasing on increasing volume, that the market is getting a little bit more excited about this company. And at this point in time, we're not seeing that just yet. We might have to wait for some good financial news from this company. That is all I have for this video on Shekel Brainweigh. Perhaps it's an introduction to this company and frictionless retail. If you have any thoughts about this company or frictionless retail, or you think I'm a complete idiot for loving self-checkout, I'd love to hear your opinions, your thoughts, and if you do have any of those, leave it in the comments section of this video. Otherwise, I am not a financial advisor. If you do need financial advice, make sure you seek out someone who is qualified and can speak to your own financial needs. That's it for this video. Have a good day. Bye.